back to my channel. So this is one of my episodes of my Christmas series, Makeup Looks, and in this episode I wanted to do a really affordable, really nice eye makeup look, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm so aware that Christmas is so expensive. Whether you have kids or you don't, Christmas is an expensive time. You've got parties, you've lots of different things going on. So I just wanted to create an eye look that was really not cheap. It doesn't look cheap, but it's really affordable. I've used lots of products. So first and foremost, the staple of our look today is the Berry Velvets palette from Penneys. This was $3.50. Obviously, if you're in any way into makeup, this is going to look familiar. This is like a copy of the Huda Beauty, but for a lot less, as I'll talk about in the video. And these are the shades. I'll go into more detail when I am putting them on my face. The other things that I used were the eyelashes were $1.50, and I'm so impressed. Like, I'm converted. I've never used Penneys eyelashes before, and I'm full on converted. They're so comfortable, they go on so easy, and they're $1.50. Hello. I also picked up one of their pigments for, it was €3. When I went to the till, it was €1. Like €1. Come on. Like, seriously. So I was thrilled with that, one of the eye pigments, and I've used that in this look as well. And like I've probably shown in my videos before, the Lash Princess from Essence too. I really hope you enjoy the video. Let's get stuck into an affordable eye makeup look for Christmas.
So I'm starting off priming my face with the one heck of a blot from Soap & Glory, and I'm just popping that onto my Cocoa Brown contour brush, which I love to use for applying foundation and primer. And today the foundation that I'm using is an unusual one for me. It's the Flormars Perfect Coverage one. You're going to see this now. It's going to look so dark on me. I actually think that, wait. See, I actually think that I look like the guy from Dancing with the Stars that had the really bad tan on his face, but it does settle out. It does the opposite of oxidize, whatever that is, and it does actually go a little bit paler as time goes on, so you'll see by the end of the video it's not going to look as shocking as it does now. So following on from that, I'm going to put on my brows. You know how much I love my Anastasia Dipbrow pomade, so I'm putting that through my brows with my Anastasia brush. This is just the best brow product ever, and I will never be without it. It's absolutely amazing. To conceal then, I'm going in with my Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm just going to put my usual dots around. You've seen me do this lots of times, and get my damp beauty blender and just blend that all out. I'm going to go on and do some baking now, and I'm going to take my Paese powder, pop that onto my beauty blender, and then blend it out with my brush.
Okay guys, let's get going with the eyeshadow because I'm losing light and I'm losing battery. So the whole idea of today, like I've explained, is a really inexpensive eye makeup look for the Christmas season. So what I'm going to start off with is my primer, and that is the I Love Stage primer by Essence. Again, with a lot of the Essence products in the last couple of months, this may have been rebranded to I Love something else. I can't remember. This is the one that I have, and it's a really good primer. You know that I'm all about my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but this is fantastic as well. It's a little bit creamier. I'm just going to pop that on the eye, and again, same thing that I do with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot is just get my beauty blender and tap it in. Great, that's us. This is the palette that I'm going to be using primarily today. Yeah, come on, like, it's the total copy of Huda Beauty. Obviously, you're going to expect a difference between Huda Beauty and Primark or Penneys, but that's, like I say, to be expected. So let's open it up and have a little look. So immediately, a really gorgeous palette, really lovely plum, burgundy, purpley shades. So I'm going to work my way through a couple of different ones, focusing on kind of the glittery ones because we're looking for a glittery, like Christmas night out cranberry kind of look. And I'll let you know what I use as I go. I'll list all the prices down below, but it's like a really affordable look that we're about to do. This has a little plastic cover that has all the names on it, so that's quite handy. But as always, I'm really bad with names of things like that, so I'm just going to show you when I pop my brush into something what exactly I am using. I trialed this a little bit the other day. There's a little bit of fallout from it, so I just kind of want you to be conscious of that as well. So we're going to go very light with this, very light-handed, and let's see how we go. So as I always do, start off with my fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into this nice kind of like pink. This is probably the only matte. Yeah, it's the only matte in the set. So I'm just going to pop into this, set our primer with this, and this will create the base look for our cranberry kind of eye look. If you know that you're working with shadows that have a lot of fallout, you want to both like tap your brush and also pick up small amounts of product as you go. So really, really small, working them in. Little small bit of this, tap off the excess, pop it down here and press it, and then blend. Okay, so that's our first colour down. It's really pink. It's probably pinker in real life than it is coming up on camera, but it's lovely. It's really, really nice. So the next thing I'm going to do then is just go into this colour up here. So we're going to start darkening a little bit. I'm going to use a different brush for that because we might come back to mattes later on just to blend out a little bit more. I'm going to pick up another brush. I should say actually both of these are from the PS Pro line in Penneys, and I just think they're absolutely brilliant. That is one of my absolute favourite blending brushes. So I think they're $4.50 for the two of them. This is another one from that collection as well. It is $2.30, and I find this is quite nice. It's probably not as dense as the other one, but it's really lovely as well. So what I'm doing is popping into a tiny bit of this. I mean a tiny bit. We're going quite dark, so let's just go to a tiny little bit of this. You'll see when you pick it up, there's a nice bit of kickback from it. So tap that baby and just pop that and start working that into your crease. So as you'll see, the pigment from these shadows is absolutely brilliant for the price point. And hopefully with that Essence primer, the staying power will be increased a little bit as well. This is giving us a really lovely mauvey kind of shimmer. Another tip as well, if you're finding that these are in any way difficult to work with, that they're a bit too, I don't know, kind of chalky for you, you can always wet your brush with a little bit of, with just water if you want. Or sometimes it's kind of nice to have a wet wipe to one side and just wet your brush on that if you want to, and then pop it into the colours. And it'll kind of keep everything fixed as you blend. But I'm not feeling the need to do that at this stage. I'm really impressed with how these are working out. So I wanted to pick up a pigment because I think Christmas is all about pigments and about using like sparkles and using something different. So I picked up a pigment. Word of warning, you need to be super cautious with this. What I'm going to do for this is actually use my little kind of mixing tray, and I'm going to pop out a bit of pigment. And I'm going to take it really carefully as I go. I'm taking pigments, so you always really take pigments on flat brushes. You do not take pigments on a fluffy brush. They're concentrated, they're glittery, and there's just going to be an absolute mess if you take it on a fluffy brush. So I've just taken a little out with the brush. And I'm going to just kind of like stamp it down, for want of a better term. And just kind of, because it's a flat brush, you're going to get that surface area on it. So I'm taking this bit of pigment, tap, so anything then that comes off is good as well, and I'm going to just place this on my lid. Oh, it's lovely. So I'm placing it on my lid, and I'm also going to pull it across. Okay, that's our pigment down. So there's two other steps that you could use here if you wanted to. You can literally just use your finger, so you can pop your, I would always recommend popping the pigment out of the pot, especially in this case. And you can pop your finger down and just dab it on if you like. If you have a little bit of Duraline from Inglot, that's actually really, really handy. So you can just pop a little bit of Duraline onto your pigment, and that'll help it stick, and it'll help it kind of blend together a little bit better as well. But I think we've done quite well. We've done quite good. Now, our eyes are quite pink, they're quite one-dimensional, so we want to get a bit of dimension in there. So we're going to go back to our little palette, and we are going to pop into a deeper colour in order to get a little bit more dimension in the eye. So I'm going to go for this colour here, which I'm kind of scared about because it's very dark. But I'm going to use a small bullet brush for this. So I'm popping my bullet brush in here, taking up a little bit of the pigment. Again, tap that baby off, and we're going to go into the corner of our eye, so similar to what we would have done in previous videos. Start in here, and then you're going to get another fluffy brush and you're going to pull the colour over. Okay, nice. Let's go back in with the fluffy brush that we used at the beginning as well and just blend that out. And blend. I'm going to grab another clean brush and we're just going to blend the edges out on this because it's a little bit too concentrated on the edges for my liking. We've actually lost a little bit of sparkle from the pigment, so I'm just going to go back in here. Well, like the sparkle is there, but I think we could do lightening up the lid a little bit. So go back into our palette, grab another flat brush, and we're going to go into this gorgeous kind of lilac shimmery colour. And again, just ever so slightly pushing that down, tapping it off, and let's just put a bit of that on the lid. Oh, yes. There you go. I'm going to go and put a little bit of eyeliner on now. This is the Makeup Gallery Liquid Eyeliner. It is one of my favourite eyeliners ever, and it's only $1.50. Like, I ask you, $1.50. Unbelievable. Okay, so that's our eyeliner on. I'm going to go off camera and do lashes. I'll be back in a sec. So I'm starting to lose light, so I've had to put on my mirror light just to give us a bit of, yeah, light on the situation. So I've popped on those lashes. Oh my god, like, guys, I haven't used proper, like, Primark Penneys lashes probably ever. They're amazing. They go on so nicely, they're so comfortable, the band is so thin. I'm so happy. Anyway, let's get on with this. Our eyes are done. The top parts of our eyes are done, but we want to, as I always say, we want to balance the bottom bit. So we're going to get our bullet brush that we used to put the darker colour into our corners, and we're going to go back into our palette, and we're going to go back into that lovely dark kind of purple colour, ever so slightly. And we're going to run that along the lash line. I'm just going to take a different bullet brush and go into this lighter colour up here, and we're going to pop that into the corners. Yeah, that's good, but I think it might be better if we dampen our brush, like I said earlier on. So I have my wet wipe here, like I always do while I'm doing my makeup. And I'm just going to dab, as if I've cleaned the brush, I'm just going to dab my brush in my wet wipe and go back into that shade. Just see if it does. Oh, yes! That is exactly what I wanted. Great. Another little dab and back into it again. Over on this side. So our eyes are almost done. I'm just going to take my Essence Lash Princess Mascara. I love this so much. And now that my eyelashes I know are set, I'm going to just pop a little bit on the top to blend them all together, and then I'm going to put a bit of mascara on the bottom. And as I mentioned before, if you make any mistakes, your best friend is your Q-tip. So that mascara went a bit cracked on me. I'm going to just clean it up around here. That is our eye look. I'm just going to do the rest of my highlight, lips and everything, and I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. So guys, this is the finished look. I'm really happy with how the eyes turned out. I just popped on a lip, so I used my MAC Whirl Lipliner. I did Faux, and then I topped it up with a little bit of Pure Zen, just for a little bit of sheen. I really hope you liked this. I'm really happy that I could do this within the kind of budget that I had set. I really don't think that you need to go super expensive to have an eye look like this, unless you really want to invest in expensive makeup, then that's fine. That's, you know, your own choice. That's all good. So I really hope you liked this video and I hope you got some tips and tricks. If you did like it, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you'd like to as well. So I'm off out for dinner now. I'm so excited and I'm ready so early. Mike is going to be just like, what is going on? Where is my wife? So I hope you guys have a great evening and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.